Tonight, we're going to be talking about Raya and the Last Dragon. This movie was directed by Don Hall, who directed Winnie the Pooh and Big Hero 6, which also won the Oscar for Best Animated Film that year. It was also directed by Carlos Lopez Estrada, who directed Blind Spotting and Summertime. This movie stars Kelly Marie Tran as Raya, Awkwafina as Sisu, Isaac Wang as Boone, Gemma Chan as Namari, Daniel Day Kim as Benja, and Sandra Oh as Varana. This movie takes place in a fictional land of Kamandra, where Raya is on the search for the last dragon and hopes to kind of defeat the shadow enemy, the Droon. It's not an original story. We've seen it before. It's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. It's Disney, but it feels like a safe bet. This movie was originally supposed to come out in November of 2020, but it got pushed back to March 3rd because of COVID. The real success of this movie is the fact that over 400 people worked on this movie, that's not uncommon with a Disney movie, but it is uncommon in this unprecedented age of the fact that all over 400 of these people, they were all teleworking. So they're working at home on all of this animation and having to converse with each other over Zoom sessions, something they would normally just turn to the person next to them and say, hey, can you look at these shots for me? Now they actually have to send these shots to these people for them to look over them and then communicate via Zoom or email and then put this movie together. And then not only that, all the voice actors in this movie did all of this stuff from home. Some of them had makeshift sound booths. Some of them recorded in their closets. And Disney was able to kind of take all of this and put it together into this movie. And when you see this movie, it looks like a polished Disney movie. And that is a feat in and of itself. And so for that, normally this movie, because it's a Disney movie and because it's a kid's movie, it's going to have a lot of appeal. It's not your standard Disney movie. There is no singing in here, which I know there's been a few others that have been like that, mainly like Brave. But this movie kind of stands on its own in the sense of it's not your traditional white characters. These are all East Asian descent. So it's really cool to see that kind of inclusivity, especially in something as big and massive as a Disney film. We had it with Moana. It was really cool pushing a lot of these cultures that a lot of people in America might not have any kind of relation to. So this is the first time. So Disney's kind of ushers of culture, really. And so that's really cool to see that kind of representation. And so that's why this movie kind of gets a bump up in a rating for me. Normally I would kind of give it a 3.5 because I wouldn't call it a 3 because it is a Disney movie. It is polished. The voice acting is excellent. The animation is excellent. The action sequences are excellent. But because you push a lot of representation too, I'm actually going to have to give this movie a 4.0 because it was really good to see up there on the big screen. So can you watch this with your kid? Definitely you can watch this with your kid. That's what it's for. So go, watch it, enjoy it. It is a really good film. An interesting note on this one is that the actress who was originally cast for Raya, she was let go and replaced by Kelly Marie Tran after Disney made it a policy that they would only hire voice actors that were the same ethnicity as the character that they were animating.